Hello children. Now regarding the last question of exercise 5.4 question number 3, I had stopped explaining to you just 2 steps before that question. The steps there which I had solved were self-explanatory, so I think you can go through the steps and understand. Okay, there was a technical problem, that's why I couldn't complete that sum, but I think if you look at the pages that have been uploaded, you can go through it and you'll be easily able to understand it. Okay. We start with the next very important theorem, theorem of midpoints of two sides of a triangle. The statement says the segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half of it. What it means is, if I have triangle ABC as in figure 5.33, P and Q are the midpoints of the sides AB and AC respectively. If the line that joins the midpoint of the two sides of a triangle, that is PQ, it is parallel to the third side and is also half of it. So you need to prove PQ is parallel to BC and also PQ is half of BC. These are the two things to be proved. For construction, what we do is we extend the line PQ up to the point R such that PQ is equal to QR and then join RC. Okay, that is your construction. Now for the proof, what we do, I'll explain to you how it has been proved, then you can look at your textbook and understand it. Consider these two triangles AQP and consider this triangle CQR. In these two triangles, you have segment PQ congruent to segment QR by construction. Okay, then you have angle AQP congruent to angle CQR because they are vertically opposite angles. And you have AQ congruent to QC, that is given. And therefore the two triangles are congruent by SAS test. Okay. Once you have proved the two triangles congruent by SAS test, you can say this angle PAQ is congruent to angle QCR. Reason CACT. Similarly, AP congruent to CR, CSCT. Okay. Now, if I can say angle PAQ congruent to angle QCR, CACT, but they form a pair of alternate angles, therefore AB is parallel to RC, or in other words, PB parallel to RC. Okay, so I have PB parallel to RC. Now, same way I said AP congruent to CR, CSCT, but I know AP is congruent to PB, that's given. So if AP congruent to RC, AP is also congruent to PB. What do I infer from it? PB is congruent to RC. So, I have got PB parallel to RC. I also have PB congruent to RC. So, if in a quadrilateral I have one pair of opposite sides parallel as well as congruent, I can call that quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. Therefore, I have quadrilateral PBCR as a parallelogram. Okay. Therefore, I can say PR is equal to BC. I have PR equal to BC. Now, I know that PQ is equal to half of PR by construction. So, instead of PR, if I replace it with BC, I have PQ is equal to half of BC. And since it's a parallelogram, I know PR is parallel to BC, which also means PQ is parallel to BC because P dash Q dash R. So I have proved both the parts of what needs to be proved, PQ parallel to BC and also PQ is half of BC. So this is a very important theorem, children, midpoint theorem. I hope you have understood it. Now you can go through the proof that is there in the textbook and you will easily be able to understand it. Okay. Turn to the next page. You have converse of the midpoint theorem, wherein the theorem states that if a line drawn through the midpoint of one side of a triangle and parallel to the other side, it bisects the third side. So if I have a triangle like this, I have D to be the midpoint of AB and DE parallel to BC. What I need to prove is E is the midpoint of AC. So same method, I have to prove these two triangles congruent. Okay, and therefore AE is equal to EC comes as CSCT. So you have to find a method, you have to find by which test these two triangles are congruent and therefore prove AE is equal to EC. So I think children that you can try out on your own and you should be easily able to do it. Next we come to exercise 5.5. The first question that you have a figure you have triangle ABC. XYZ are the midpoints of the sides AB, BC and AC. Okay, you have been given the different measures. AB equal to 5, AC equal to 9 and BC equal to 11 centimeters. You have to find the length of XY, YZ and XZ. That's the first question. So I've done it for you like this. Now XY is equal to half of AC by midpoint theorem. See, when you look at the figure, you have XY. So these are the midpoints. So according to the midpoint theorem, if a line is drawn from the midpoint of one side of a triangle to the other, it is parallel to the third side and it is half of it. So it follows XY is half of AC. The measure of AC is given as 9. So half of 9 is 4.5. So similarly, you are going to do all the other two also, YZ as well as XZ. And therefore, you get your values 4.5, 2.5 and 5.5 centimeters. Okay. So this is how you need to do. Now question number 2, 3 and 4, they are proofs which have to be done. I'll be doing it in the next video. Now this particular question number 1, since it's an activity based question, solving part, I have done it first. So in this video, I'll be sending you questions which needs to be solved and done. The proofs, I'll be doing it in the next video. Okay. Next we go to problem set 5. Question number 1. Choose the correct alternative answer and fill in the blanks. First one. If all pairs of adjacent sides of a quadrilateral are congruent, it's called as a rhombus. That's option D. Second, if the diagonal of a square is 12 root 2 centimeter, then the perimeter of the square is. So, if the diagonal of a square is 12 root 2 centimeter, see, you can do it like this. I have drawn a square. The diagonal is 12 root 2. I have to find the perimeter. So, first find the side. So, a square plus a square. See, it's a right angle triangle because it's a square. So, a square plus a square is 12 root 2 the whole square. When you solve this, 2a square is equal to 12 root 2 into 12 root 2, 144 into 2. A square is 144, A is 12 centimeter, 4 times 12 is 48 centimeter, which is the perimeter. So your answer is 48 centimeter. Question number 3 is, if opposite angles of a rhombus are 2x and 3x minus 40 degrees, what is the value of x? Now we know in a rhombus the opposite angles are congruent. So you equate 2x equal to 3x minus 40, solve it, you get x is equal to 40 degrees. What have I done? Take 2x to this side and take minus 40 to the other side. Minus 40 when it goes to the other side becomes plus 40. 3x minus 2x is x. So your answer is 40 degrees. Okay. Next question number 2. Adjacent sides of a rectangle are 7 and 24 centimeters. Find the length of its diagonal. It's like this. You have a rectangle wherein the adjacent sides are 7 and 24 centimeter. To find the diagonal, use Pythagoras theorem. So 7 square plus 24 square, 49 plus 576 is 625. Therefore, AC is 25 centimeters. Okay, very simple. Question number 3. If the diagonal of a square is 13 centimeter, find its side. Exactly as what you have done for MCQ. Their perimeter is asked. Here only the side is asked. So a square plus a square, which is 13 square. 2a square is 169. A square is 169 by 2, which is 13 by root 2. Because root 169 we know is 13. So when I rationalize this, it is 13 root 2 upon root 2 into root 2. My answer is 13 root 2 by 2 centimeter. So this is going to be your final answer. Question number 4. Ratio of two adjacent sides of a parallelogram is 3:4 and its perimeter is 112. Find the length of its each side. So since it is a ratio, let the common multiple be x. Therefore, the sides of the parallelogram are 3x and 4x. Now, since opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent, the perimeter will be, add this 3x, 4x, 3x, 4x again. So that comes to 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 7, 14x is equal to 112. When you solve this, I get 8. Therefore, the sides are 3x, 3 into 8, 24 centimeter, 4x, 4 into 8, 32 centimeter. Therefore, the length of each side of the parallelogram is 24, 32, 24 and 32. Okay. So, that's question number 4. Next, fifth one, the diagonal PR and QS of a rhombus PQRS are 24 centimeter and 48 centimeter respectively. Find the length of the side PQ. So you have a rhombus like this and you are given that the diagonals are 48. So since they are perpendicular bisectors, 48 can be written as 24, 24. This is 20, I can write it as 10 and 10. Now this forms a right angle triangle wherein one side is 24, one side is 10. Using Pythagoras theorem, I have to find PQ. So I have solved it, you get your answer 26 centimeter. Next, question number 6. Diagonals of a rectangle PQRS are intersecting at the point M. If angle QMR is 50, find the measure of angle MPS. So you have a rectangle like this PQRS. You are given angle QMR is 50. You have to find out the measure of angle SP or MPS. It is this angle which I have to find out. Now if this angle is 50, I know that the vertically opposite angle PMS is also 50 degrees. Okay. Now I know that in a rectangle the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. I also know that the diagonals of a rectangle are bisectors. Okay. Therefore PM is equal to MR and QM is equal to MS. Right. So if I have the diagonals of a rectangle congruent and that the diagonals bisect each other, I know PM is equal to MS. Now in this triangle PSM, if these two sides are equal, I know that the angles opposite to them are also congruent. Now this angle is 50. So 180 minus 50, sum of these two angles is 180 minus 50, 130. 130 to 130 divided by 2. Each of these angles is 65. Therefore this angle is 65. So that's the explanation. I have solved it over here. I hope you understand it. It's exactly the way I have explained it to you just now. So with this, children, we finish off with the activity based sums of this lesson, okay, which are going to be important for you for your unit test. All right. Now the remaining questions of the problems at 7, 8 and 9, you will try it out. I'll be solving it in the next video. So these 3 questions, 7, 8, 9, and from the exercise questions 2, 3, 4 will be done in the next video. Okay. So that's all, children. Thank you.